What's up, everybody? To Trey's Take. Today we're gonna be talking about Jordan Travis, Keon Coleman, everybody that had a really good game. So right now we're out here in Orlando. Yesterday, we all know we saw the blowout that happened at LSU, and let's get into it. So Keon Coleman had a very good game. If you did not see, I'm pretty sure he had 3 touchdowns and over 100 yards. Johnny Wilson wasn't the same per se because he dropped 2 very good passes. Although Keon Coleman did drop two passes, they were both inaccurate by Jordan Travis. So if you have any questions that you want to ask, just go ahead and ask them. So let's talk about the first half of the game. Jordan Travis was throwing inaccurate passes as we saw. LSU had thrown the ball down the field first drive of the game and got like 80 yards. But the defense had held them to a third down. LSU went for it on fourth down and then they got stopped. Then offense comes out and doesn't get the touchdown. LSU goes back out, defense gets the stop, and then FSU gets the touchdown. So it goes back to back to back because LSU doesn't score, FSU doesn't score, but the defense keeps holding each other back. Like FSU's defense did very good yesterday during the LSU game, but offense, they weren't locked in. So after they got the touchdown, LSU got another touchdown. LSU got another touchdown. They defense kept holding them back for like another half or so. And then let's fast forward to the next half. FSU comes out and they do very well. They get a touchdown, so it's tied up, and then they get another touchdown. It's 20-14, I think. I took a few videos from the game, but I don't know if I can if you'll be able to see it. So after FSU got the touchdown, I don't think they were leading, but it was about tied up. So FSU and Jordan Travis. So Jordan wasn't having a very good game in the first half, as we all saw. He threw 2 inaccurate passes to Keon Coleman. He had a touchdown, but nothing very special happened then. Then he comes out in the second half and just has an amazing game. He throws 2 touchdown passes, no 3 to Keon Coleman, and just starts to get all hooked in and starts playing well all of a sudden. And LSU wasn't ready for that. LSU started playing a bad game while FSU was moving up. And after that, FSU drives down the field to get a few more touchdowns. Jordan Travis gets a rushing touchdown. And after that, LSU just couldn't keep up. It was I'm pretty sure it was 40-17 or 42-17, so around that area. And then after that, LSU drives down with like 1 minute left in the game. Drives down to get a touchdown. In my opinion, it wasn't that serious, and they should have just took the loss. But after that, Florida State gets the ball. I don't think the punt returner returned it. And then after that, Florida State just takes the knee, and then they win the game. So Keon Coleman had a.
We'll get to the questions. Keep giving your feedback. You're doing good.
So Keon Coleman had a great game. Jordan Travis took one quarter, and I think you could see what happened because Mike Norvell pulled Jordan Travis aside to talk to him. I couldn't hear what he said, but he obviously said something, and because then Jordan came back and had an outstanding game. I don't know if it was Heisman worthy, but I will check the stats later and we'll see. So that's my opinion on the game. Let's see if anybody has questions.
Okay. We have one question from George. He is his sports channel is the Renegade Report. What was the biggest difference you saw with the team this year compared to last year's game?
This year's game compared to last year's game?
Yep.
All right. So I assume you're talking about the LSU game from last year
Yep.
to this year. So what I saw difference, number one, that last year FSU was giving everything they had for the entire game, in my opinion. But this year they weren't doing like anything at the start of the game. They weren't waking up. They weren't giving any energy, but the defense was. Now, last year, they were giving all their effort. It was just touchdown after touchdown, and it was tied up game. And last year, it didn't come down to the wire. It didn't go. It didn't. It almost went into overtime, but this year it was a blowout. So that's the difference I saw. And there was a bunch of new people, and I think it was a very good game in all. And that's what I saw different from last year to this year.
Okay, so a little bit. So last year they had a game called a week zero game. So they played a game before that. Do you think that may have helped Florida State come off the bus a little bit better in the beginning of last year's game as opposed to this year, this being the first game?
Yes and no, because the reason I say no is because I didn't get to watch that game. Uh, but maybe it did. I don't really know, but probably because since they had already had experience and LSU didn't, they were able to maybe get like a head start with practice, getting player development, and maybe this year they just didn't have all that time because there was a bunch of there's recruiting, there's transfers. Like last year they had a bunch of transfers. I think with like they had Trey Benson, they had Jordan Travis from Louisville, but that wasn't last year. But so yeah. Any other questions?
What? So now with Coach Norvell, okay, so you see it.
Yeah.
So Hector just hooked you up. So that's $10. You getting so now you see you getting paid a little bit. Got a little bonus.
But it wasn't highlighted.
It's in red right here. Oh, you just can't see it. So
that.
So Hector, sorry guy, he's getting his first reps too. So now you read Hector's question. Oh my bad. Read what Hector said to you.
With this win, does Norvell move up your list as a coach? No, not yet. He at least needs to make a bowl game.
Another bowl game or the playoffs?
Yeah, bowl game or playoffs or ACC championship.
That's what it's going to take for him to step into the elite care. So, what kind of coach do you think Coach Norvell is right now?
Like he's trying to make. So far he's made a really good comeback. Maybe I think he did very good at Memphis. I heard, but I don't really know how to explain it. He's like the guy that won. I don't know his name, but he won the national championship with Jameis Winston.
Jimbo?
Yeah, Jimbo. I don't think anybody really knew his name before he won that national championship. But now that Coach Norvell is starting to make all these big moves, and he won the Cheez-It Bowl last year, people are starting to know his name, and he's starting to move up coaching list, and he's probably getting job offers too. And he's doing really good as a coach, and I hope he makes the playoffs this year. But no, he has not moved up my list at um in all the head coaches
So
through the years.
with clarity, is not low on the list. He's just hasn't moved from the list that you made from the last podcast.
Yeah.
So, but you feel like he's doing well at Florida State. You believe in Florida State's standard being championships, just like Coach Norvell does. So, just for clarification, Hector also has another question. What's your projection for the year? How many games do you think Florida State will win this year after this game?
So I looked through like a lot of TikToks, YouTubes, and they've all actually came up with the same answer as me. Some having them lose at LSU first, some having them lose other games, but I think they're probably going to go 11-1, 2 seed or 4 seed. I don't think they're going to take the 3 seed, but maybe they will. But I don't think they have that much talent to where they're going to get the 1 seed though.
Oh, so you're predicting Florida State in the playoffs?
11-1.
11-1. So you think that one loss could be at the end of this month to Clemson?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a fair assessment. But do you think if Florida State finishes the month of September 3-1, is that a successful start to the season?
Yeah.
Or is that disappointing?
Last year they went 4-0 and then fell off 3 games. I think it is a very successful start to this season, but we definitely can't end the season like that because first there's going to be teams that go 12-0, can't make the playoffs. We may not even have a good chance at making the ACC championship if we lose like that again. But I don't think we should go 3-1 at the start of the season because like if that happens again like last year, we probably aren't gonna make a comeback. We're gonna be like Penn State. They go like 10-2. They're a bowl game contender, but not a playoff contender. We make the bowl game, but we just can't move up to the playoffs or the Big Ten championship, or anything like that.
So basically, we don't want to be like Penn State because they have a ceiling on how good they're okay, but again, championships are the standard. That's a good point. So he says he's projecting the playoffs. Panama Jack asked a question. Do you think Jordan Travis has a chance to win the Heisman Trophy?
Yes, but I don't ever want to see a game like he had yesterday. Because
the beginning of the game.
Yeah, beginning. The end of the game is what he should have been playing like at the beginning, and he should have finished like that at the end too. If he didn't have that pick, I would say yes, but right now he's kind of in the hot seat for like a Heisman Trophy. If he plays like he did in the second half, like yesterday again, and continues to get better after that, I think he has a very good chance at the Heisman.
Okay. Florida State was ranked 8th in the poll before yesterday, and LSU was ranked 5th. Where do you think Florida State will land in the poll this week?
So usually, I'm pretty sure they don't. Let's say since Florida State's 8 and LSU's 5, I don't think LSU swaps to 8 and Florida State goes to 5 because I've never seen that happen before. But I think they're probably going to be like 7, maybe 6, but I don't think they're going to go to the 5 spot. In LSU, there's 2 things that could happen. They could go to number 7, or they could take like a huge dip in the ranking. Either one of those, I think, could happen.
Can you see your cousin, Keon Coleman, winning the Heisman after a 3-touchdown performance?
What? I'm trying to think. Not the Heisman, but isn't one of the Heisman winners at Florida?
Biletnikoff.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he can win that.
Okay, that's fair. So he can get some hard work, but it is hard for a wide receiver to win the Heisman. Georgia Renegade report ask again. Is there anything in particular from your guy Adam Fuller's defense that impressed you? From the defensive coordinator.
Oh, everything impressed me. Like the defense, even in the second half when the offense finally started performing, the defense didn't stop. They kept getting stop after stop after stop. Although I think the corners were not that good. Green, I don't know his first name. Green had a pretty good game with that pick he got, but the corners weren't having a very good game. But everything else on the defense was perfect.
That's good. And for perspective, it was mostly the first half, but Jaden Daniels did have over 300 yards passing and 65 yards on the ground. So that wasn't the best performance, but it was definitely good. So you still like Adam Fuller, still one of your favorite coaches on the staff?
Oh, he is my favorite coach.
There we go. This family is an unapologetic Adam Fuller fans. I don't know where everybody else is, but yeah, Adam Fuller did it good. So Hector throws in a trick question. Which is your favorite? Which one do you like, Gatorade or Powerade?
Depends what flavor of Gatorade we're talking about. I like Powerade, but if you had to give me the choice between any color of Powerade and some red Gatorade, I'd pick the red Gatorade.
I just call red Gatorade. Did you know Gatorade was actually used to be called Seminole Firewater? It got its first start in Tallahassee, and then they took it to Gainesville, and then that's where it got branded Gatorade.
Oh, wait, never mind. I didn't know it went to Gainesville, so
yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, we'll edit that so Coach Odell doesn't see that. Coach Odell doesn't like anybody drinking Gatorade. All right, so moving forward, who is the best offensive player on? Actually, before we get into that, do you know who scored the last time Florida State beat a top 5 team for the opening game? Do you know what year that was?
I think was it Clemson or it may have been last year at LSU.
LSU wasn't ranked last year. The last time was in 2005, and Florida State beat the Miami Hurricanes. Do you know what Coleman scored the only touchdown in that game for Florida State?
Oh, you did, and I think they got the field goal sealing the game. I think it was 10-7 is the score, right?
Yep, that was the score. Miami 05. Good job. So on that, who was your favorite offensive player this game?
Keon Coleman. He had an amazing game, and I think Johnny Wilson. He needs to start playing a better game. Those 2 drop passes could really affect everything. Like just because you're 6'7" and you're like DK Metcalf of the college football, that doesn't mean you just get to drop passes and have a horrible game.
It was just the first half, so you don't have to be that hard. I got you. He's really good. He still finished with, I believe, 7 catches for over 100 yards. But just no touchdowns. But you're right, though. You can't have drops on 3rd down. I'm sure he's going to be kicking himself for that. Best defensive player for this game.
I would say Jared Verse, but I didn't see much of him this game. He did have a sack, I'm pretty sure, but he didn't have as much of a good game as I thought he would. Best defensive player. I think I'm going to have to go with the number 0. I don't remember his name, but I saw him get him back there a bunch of times.
That would be Fabian Lovett. Hold on, let's go and just look at some of the stats.
What's my score prediction for this week?
We had Taylor Bethune had 9 total tackles. Jerian Jones had 5. Hakeem Dent had 5. Renardo Green. He had 4 in interception, if I remember correctly. D'Lo had 3. Okay. Let's see where were we at. You were at the game, correct?
Yeah, I just didn't see all the tackles.
No, I got you. It was just no. I'm saying it's very difficult when you're in the crowd to be able to get there. We're gonna try to get you in a press box
because I was recording too. So
okay. Do you what's your score? What's your Florida State plays Southern Miss? What is your score prediction for this week's game?
I think it's gonna be 28-7.
Okay, that's fair. Hopefully, we score a little bit more than 28, but I can see that. That's still a Florida State victory, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Overall MVP of this game, not just your favorite player. Who do you feel if they weren't playing in this game, Florida State would not have been able to win? Which player do you think would have we wouldn't have been victorious if we didn't
have? Who did had a very good impact in the game? Probably. I know this is like the most generic answer, but probably Jordan Travis. If he didn't come out in that second half and do what he did, we wouldn't have won that game.
Okay, and that's a fair statement. So, what were some of the things that you really liked about the game and the overall experience, and where did you sit?
I sat in the recruit. I sat in the recruit seat. I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And what did I like overall about the game?
Yeah, like did you like the atmosphere? Were there a lot of Seminoles, a lot of LSU, or what did you like about that?
Oh, I liked that the entire stadium was decided. There was one section of the entire stadium where I could just see a little bit of yellow and purple. That's it. But the entire stadium was really just Florida State. I didn't see about any LSU fans.
Did you
That's what I liked.
Did you recognize any of the recruits in the recruiting section you were in?
I mean, I saw Jamie and.
But they don't know that you know. So tell them about who you saw. Tell them about Jamie. How do you know who Jamie is?
Oh,
and who is Jamie?
Jamie is the 5-star recruit at Mandarin. He plays wide receiver, and I know him because my dad told me who he was.
But also, who's his coach, and what is his coach to you?
His coach is Toby Bullock, I think his name is.
What does he do? What do you call him?
Uncle Tobe.
Yeah. So he's your what?
Godfather.
Yeah. And then who else did you see with Jamie?
Tremel. He is he still a 3-star recruit or is he a 4-star? He's a 3-star recruit and he's committed to Florida State. He's the quarterback for Mandarin. And his coach is Toby Bullock.
And then Derek was there as well, but you don't really know Derek that well. He just got there. He's committed to the University of Miami as an offensive lineman. But I think him and Jamie coming and getting a chance to see that gave them an opportunity to maybe want to make the right decision with their lives. So overall, you had a great time at the game. And where would you? So we know where you would rank Coach Norvell right now. Could you give him an overall grade, A, B, C, D, or F for that game? What would you give him on his progress report?
First half, If you had asked me that question during the first half of yesterday's game, I would have said F, F. But when I saw him talking to Jordan and Travis, and then he comes out just to do that, I think I would give him like a B.
A B?
Hmm?
Jeez, tough crowd. Would you still want to play for him?
Yes.
If you're giving him a B, you want him to okay. Well, listen, just know he's gonna recruit you and judge you just as hard, man. That's okay. Hey, if that's how you stand, then what would he have needed to do to get an
A? Oh, I know. Have Florida State, wherever they went for halftime, don't have them relax. Have them doing up downs or have some doing them some type of punishment for having that absolutely atrocious first half.
Okay. All right. Did you notice any injuries for the game, or did anybody look from Florida State's side look like they may have gotten hurt?
No.
No. So we're pretty healthy, you think? So going into Southern Miss, will you be at the Southern Miss game?
Yes.
Um. So, but do you have a football game next week?
Yeah.
Oh, tell them about your game. How did you play? Since you're being so critical of everybody else.
Oh, I got a sack last game, and I played D end. I got a sack. I forced a fumble with that sack. I'm pretty sure, but his knee was down, so it didn't count. And it was the last play of the game. So
Okay, ended it on the right note. And who do you guys play next week? Somebody you want to win?
mm,
Okay, so you'll be there after. And now, so tell people we're having the tailgate. Lot 19.
we're having a tailgate lot 19.
Are you signing autographs?
I don't know.
You don't know if you're signing autographs? Okay. So tailgate lot 19 next week. Trey Coleman will be there, as well as some other Seminole legends, more than likely. And Trey, you'll be there. We'll be coming right after his football game, after he gets a victory. And then we get a victory for Florida State against Southern Miss to start off 2-0. Any things you want to say? Any parting takes?
I think Jordan Travis should start going over film. I think like Mike Norvell should not have like he should have like a review practice where the entire team goes over film, tries to point out any mistakes that they could have fixed.
Okay. All right. Well, there it is. Trey's take. He will get better each week. He believes that the standard is the standard, and the standard is over everything. Remember, he's 10. Don't take the takes too strongly, but he has some high opinions. But all in all, happy that Florida State won, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Yeah.